Hello, ladies and gents. This is the woke centrist here, and I came across this interesting story I'd like to talk about today. Basically, what we have here is a case of, I call it, I don't know, I think this is some extreme hypocrisy here, at least from what I see. So, the story I came across, it's called Flashy Brooklyn Bishop Lamor Miller Whitehead defends lifestyle after $1 million jewelry heist. So basically, what happened here is during a sermon that was live streamed, this guy, the supposed bishop, was robbed during a live sermon. His justifications for this are pretty ridiculous. So, taking a look at the story, says the flashy Brooklyn bishop, known for flaunting his Gucci suits, diamond encrusted chains, and stable of luxury vehicles, says it's not his fault that he was targeted in a 1 million jewelry heist. So he's claiming that none of this is his fault. Well, on the basis that, hey, he was robbed, mm, maybe, but he's kind of a well-known figure, known to flaunt uh, flashy jewelry and stuff. So I'm not trying to victim blame here, but these criminals were definitely targeting him. From what I've read, they were the only targets in this heist, so they didn't go and try to rob any of the congregants in attendance. It was just him and his wife, who basically had a total of $1 million in jewelry on, which is ridiculous in itself. But let's go ahead and continue. Bishop Lamar Miller Whitehead, who's cozy with Mayor Eric Adams and previously did 5 years in prison for identity fraud and grand larceny. So we can already see that this guy has a questionable past at best. The guy, I don't know. In my opinion, he's not up to any good. He says that he quotes, and this is a quote: "It's not about me being flashy," said the Rolls Royce driving clergyman in a video shortly after thieves robbed him and his wife. Um, Yeah, that's definitely not the case. It's definitely about him being flashy. I don't think there would have been a motive to rob him specifically if he wasn't flashy. Um, I don't know. This guy is kind of a walking meme. Um, just look how he's dressed. So this is what the thieves made off with. The thieves made off with a treasure trove of items totaling $1,060,000. A $75,000 Rolex watch. Jesus. A 75,000 Cavalier watch. A $25,000 Episcopal ruby and diamond ring. $25,000 Episcopal diamond ring. A $25,000 pair of earrings. A $20,000 emerald cross. It's just so ridiculous, the amount of jewelry this guy is wearing. But anyway, they're saying that he has pretty close ties with the mayor. Um, and I don't know, how does someone like this get rich? Someone that had spent 5 years in prison previously is now a flashy preacher in Brooklyn. Now, I'm no theological scholar, especially when it comes to Christianity, but if I am not mistaken, these displays of wealth are not really something that are promoted in any of the Holy Scriptures. And just to think about Protestantism in general and some of the reasons why they Protestants broke away from the Catholic Church is their um, displays of wealth and power, like using the the clergy as a conduit to God and having to pay them in order to for you to be heard by God, like they would pray for you. One of the main reasons why you had very rich clergy pre the Protestant age is that, man, they made a lot of money. Um, Being a Catholic was not free. You were required to give the church some money in order to receive church services. So when we're talking about Protestantism, it was kind of a break away from that. Everybody should have access to church services, not those willing to pay tithes and extreme amounts to be heard by clergy. Now, this guy flaunting all this jewelry, it just seems total hypocrisy. If we take a look at, the New Testament Jesus, he was not a figure that was about flaunting extravagance and wealth. He was the exact opposite. Humble figure, wanted to help the poor, the unfortunate, those who were in need. I guess my only question is, um, what does this guy do as far as serving the people around him? Does he have charities? I don't understand the reason to have such a large amount of jewelry on him at one time. Like, what does that have to do with promoting Christianity? It just seems ridiculous. And his justification, well, at least he says that it's not his fault. I know there are a lot of people, at least when it comes to the religious types, who say things like, the Lord works in mysterious ways, or something unfortunate happens and it's God's plan. Maybe he needs to look at what has happened to him as a rebuke on his lifestyle. God probably doesn't want him to have all this jewelry. If you're a religious type, you would figure that this was like a clear punishment for this guy for wearing so much jewelry. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, and it actually shows the robbery. So let's take a look. Right. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That guy's oddly calm in the back. He's not giving two fucks about being robbed, which is weird. But as you can see, these guys are only targeting the preacher. They only stole his and his wife's jewelry. They didn't bother with any of these guys, if I'm not mistaken. But I think this guy ends up taking off later on, like after these guys leave. But wow, what a story. So just think about that. My qualm is, how does somebody gather a congregation in that way? Like, anybody who knows anything about the Christian Bible would see this guy as a complete hypocrite. I just don't get it. How we have someone like this leading a congregation of people. From what I've researched, it doesn't look like this guy has any legitimate businesses. I don't know how he's making all of this money, if these are congressional dues that are paid to him. but wow. This guy has a big social media presence, apparently. He's always wearing, like, these Gucci suits and shit. It's just fucking ridiculous. Um, he's wearing, like, the same Gucci suit here. He's always wearing, like, big-ass gold chains and shit. It's just ridiculous. I don't know how you don't have other religious leaders, at least, Christian religious leaders lambasting this guy for just displaying all this wealth. I thought the whole point of a pastor was to be humble and to um, help with the plight of the poor, the people who are not doing well in society, but who I don't understand this at all. So strange. But anyway, if I get any more news about this guy, I'm sure I'll update you guys. Please like, share, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.